We just came back from Italy where we visited Amalfi and Sorrento in just 3 days. So in this video we're gonna break down the perfect itinerary for you to visit Sorrento in 3 days.
We're going to tell you the activities and places to visit each day, as well as how to get from place to place so that you can make the most of your trip. Let's get started.
Now, day one, you're gonna be in Naples. Ideally, you will have been in Naples for a couple days because this is a beautiful city. We've made a whole video about it, link in the description somewhere around here.
The bus from the airport to Sorrento takes about an hour and a half and it only costs 10 euros, so it's a perfect option if you're just landing into Naples and want to go straight there. But if you have spent a couple of days in Naples and you're already there, the best way to go to Sorrento is by taking a ferry.
And this is really where the magic starts to kick in, because as you take the ferry, which is right at the center of Naples, you're gonna be seeing the fantastic views along the coast of southern Italy, and it's a perfect way to start your trip to Sorrento. You can use Ferry Hopper to book your ferry tickets, not just in Italy, but all across Europe. In this case, from Naples to Sorrento, but later on from Sorrento to Amalfi as well, which we will talk about later in this video.
We love using Ferry Hopper because it's super easy to book all your ferry tickets online. You can browse, book, and even later on modify and add extras if you need to during your trip. But the best part is that you will get your e-tickets on your phone from the moment that you book. That means that once you have arrived to your ferry, you can just show up with your e-ticket on your phone and get through instead of having to wait in a queue.
So head to our description where we will leave the link where you can start booking your ferries with Ferry Hopper.
So you've arrived in Sorrento, and the first thing that you're going to want to do is to go and soak in the city. Go walk around the main areas of Sorrento, which are absolutely beautiful. First stop has to be Piazza Tasso, which is the main square of the city, where you can see the port and the sea views on the other side, and starts the walk into the main street of the city.
Then I would recommend you to go to Villa Comunale. This is an area that as you walk towards the edge of the cliff, you will be seeing a vast sea, and then at the end you'll be seeing the city of Naples and Mount Vesuvius, which honestly, it gets a little bit faded, but you can see it so clearly. It doesn't make justice with the camera at all, but it's so iconic.
Here you can also take a lift all the way down to the sea for just €1 if you want to see the sea from up close or even touch it. Don't forget to walk down Corso Italia, which is the main street of the city that takes you all the way across it, and there's so many shops to just do some shopping, to try limoncello, and don't forget to also walk through the little side streets that cross the main one because they are so beautiful, no cars, and just is really like the Italian charm is right there. After walking around, you're probably starting to get hungry, so we are actually going to recommend you one restaurant that we went to, absolutely loved, and we've left a review on Google and we've talked about it on our previous videos, and it has so many likes. So many people that have been there because of our recommendation have told us that it's incredible, so I think you guys should try it too. And it's called La Cantinaccia del Popolo. And
you can have the best pasta alla Sorrentina in here. Honestly, I don't know how they do it, but it's absolutely delicious. And during tourist season, especially summer, it will be hard for you to get a table there, but I promise you, it's worth it. And then in the afternoon, our biggest and best recommendation we can give you is to go to Marina Grande. It's not super obvious that you can get there, but you have to walk through these like side streets, and we'll leave the location right here. And the views that you get are absolutely stunning.
This is a fisherman's village. It's kind of the fisher area of Sorrento, and it's perfect for an evening walk, even to watch the sunset. And there's so many restaurants that are literally in front of the sea, so it's also a great location to have dinner.
Now, day 2 is where it gets really interesting, because we recommend you to take a trip to the Amalfi Coast, which is kind of on the other side, and there's 2 ways in which you can go. One is by getting a bus. You have to go right in the morning, and you have to buy a ticket, ideally by the train station, because there's a little store there where you can do it. They don't take reservations ahead of time, and during summer it can get really busy.
What this means is that you're gonna have to go to the bus stop in the morning and like queue until you are able to get on the bus. So in summer this can be really tricky, which is why I think that the best way to actually go to the Amalfi Coast is to get a ferry, which again you can book with Ferry Hopper.
You can not only take a ferry from Sorrento all the way around to Amalfi, but then from Amalfi you can go to Positano as well. Beautiful destination to see. And when you're actually there, what can you do? You can take pictures, you can walk around, you can have some gelato, you can sit down in a little terrazza and just have a drink.
So the journey that we recommend is you go from Sorrento to Amalfi, which is kind of like the further point in the coast. You walk around the town, you're gonna obviously want to see the main church, which is like incredibly beautiful. And apart from that, there's not that much to do, just kind of walking around the town. From there, you can get another ferry back to Positano, which is already kind of halfway through back to Sorrento. And in Positano, I mean, you guys have seen the photos, incredible, picturesque. If you do get the ferry, you're gonna be left at the beach, so you want to make sure that you climb all the way up the town to get the views from above of the town, not just from the beach.
You can also spend the day at the beach there. Obviously, a lot of people do it. The beach in itself is not the best, but there's so many restaurants along the beach where you can just sit down and spend the day soaking in the views and the vibes and the wind.
Once you are done visiting the Amalfi Coast, obviously you want to get your ferry back into Sorrento. At this point, you're probably tired, but you still want to make sure that you enjoy the beautiful sunset in the city from a place like, for example, Villa Comunale, obviously we've mentioned already. One of our favorite places. Have some dinner and get ready for your third and final day.
Now, day 3. This, in theory, will be your last day. And let's assume you didn't get to spend enough time in Napoli before. What we recommend you to do is to wake up early in the morning, head to the train station in Sorrento and take a train to Pompeii.
Pompeii is only half an hour away from Sorrento, so it's completely viable to visit from there. And Pompeii is the ashes city, the destroyed city centuries ago from Mount Vesuvius, and it's incredibly amusing to see it.
There's so much history behind the site of Pompeii. We also made an amazing video here where we show you what it looks like and if it's worth it. But you can do it in half a day. So if you go, let's say 9 in the morning, you'll be done and back in Sorrento by 12.
What we do recommend though is to get a tour, because the place is huge and it's almost impossible to learn what everything means by yourself. We made that mistake, so we are letting you know now that you should be booking a tour if you want to learn about the history, about what each of the buildings that you're gonna walk by mean.
After Pompeii, you will be back, and if you have a little bit more time, at this point you might have seen most of the town. So we recommend you to kick back and relax at one of the local beach clubs.
The most popular ones are located via Villa Comunale, where you take the lift down and you'll be able to access them. Now, the only thing is that they can get quite pricey and really busy, especially during the summer, but it is the best way to enjoy the beach there. So essentially, there's different sections, different areas with sunbeds, with bars, with restaurants, where you can book the sunbed for the day for about 30 euros per person and just enjoy your time there, going to the water and have somewhere where to enjoy the day.
There's also a free section nearby, but it gets super busy, as you can imagine. Either way, this is an amazing part to spend your final afternoon soaking in those Italian vibes and enjoying your last few moments.
If at this point you're still wondering if Sorrento is the right destination for you, we're gonna take you through just a couple of reasons why we think that going to Sorrento is a lot better than staying in the Amalfi Coast.
Number 1, it's a lot cheaper. In the Amalfi Coast, particularly in Positano, you're gonna be dishing out like $300 plus per night, whereas in Sorrento you can probably find accommodation for half of that.
In addition, the restaurants in Positano are just so expensive because they are always busy, whilst in Sorrento you can get amazing quality food for a lot cheaper.
Also, it is so much easier to get to Sorrento than it is to get to the other parts of the Amalfi Coast. You can get there by ferry, like we mentioned, but you can also get there by bus directly from the Naples airport or by train from Naples city center.
The Amalfi Coast, however, only has either the boat route or the bus route, which is incredibly bumpy. You can also rent a car, but the roads are like super narrow, the cars don't fit, and oh my gosh, you don't want to get stuck there, for real.
And lastly, I would say that Positano, Amalfi, they get super busy. It's hard to find a moment of peace in these places, whereas in Sorrento, you can find yourself in a little bit more of an isolated area and feel a bit more space to breathe.
Yeah, and that's gonna be it for this video. We hope that you found all our recommendations useful. If you still have any questions about visiting Italy or Sorrento or Amalfi, make sure to leave them in the comments.
We have so many amazing videos from our trip to Italy coming up, so make sure to subscribe, leave this video a like, and let us know what would you like to know about Sorrento and Amalfi.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and I guess we'll see you in our next video.